Good evening, everybody. This is David Joyner, and this is my very first real audio over this video that I'm recording. I'm hoping that everybody likes it. If you do, please make sure to subscribe. So I'm letting everybody know I'm coming out of Vancouver, Washington. I would like very much to be able to try to do video recordings like this all the time. So if you guys like it, I will definitely take the time to do more of them. So I am using a Micron 01. This pen is actually bleeding a little bit, so you gotta be really careful with these Micron pens. I find they've got a really great ink, but if you slam the lid down on your pen too often, you risk the chance of it's a rainy day here in Vancouver. I'm outside trying to make this recording because it's the most quiet place for me to be able to do it. But looks like we might have a thunder lightning storm. That'd be kind of cool. So this illustration is one that I drew several years ago. I just pulled it out of the stack and threw it down on the drawing table. I figure I might as well just take some old illustration and work on this idea of mine. The idea is that I can give and breathe new life into old sketches and warm-up drawings, stuff that normally would never see the light of day. I can give it a whole new life as a tutorial. I don't know if you guys suffer from this problem, but when you hold the pens and pencils really hard, quite often they will leave an indent in your finger. Normally I use a blue squishy sort of triangular shaped thing that my pencil sticks through, but I didn't transfer it over.
Language.
I'm going to go ahead and do this tutorial in ink, and then I'm going to go over and start doing some of the pencil shading, just a little bit. If you guys like this one, I can actually try to finish it. It is a black, gray valued illustration. It's not going to. I had no intention of coloring this one. But if you guys like it, I will take the time to go ahead and finish it. This is actually the very first of my videos with a overlaid audio commentary. It's very difficult for me to draw and talk while drawing. I find that I'm much more accustomed to just quietly drawing. You really can't tell very well, but this is actually an illustration of a guy dragging another guy for some reason down the street. And there, off to the left is a mailbox and a light pole, and the light source is actually coming from the right-hand side, but so I think I remember drawing this picture many years ago, and I was a lot bigger then. The big guy in the background, I think that's actually an alter ego of myself. I think everybody wishes they were big, but no, I was never that big. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. You can notice I'm making some minor corrections as I'm illustrating, because this is technically a warm-up inking illustration for me. So originally it was just a warm-up pencil drawing, and now that there is a warmed-up illustration, I can actually go and use this whole thing for a warm-up ink drawing, and then when I'm done with it that way, I can use it for a warm-up colored pencil or watercolor, or whatever. I'll let you guys pick. The ink I'm using is waterproof, so probably just going to continue in the grayscale though. So winds are picking up. Kind of expecting this to be a stormy evening. Currently, I'm working on a book cover for a friend of mine, and I'm hoping that that'll pan out here pretty soon. It's looking pretty good. After I'm finished with this illustration, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and do another one. I'm just trying to make sure I've got the whole method figured out for making these voiceovers and recordings. I'm not sure if this is going to work out. I'm having issues trying to save stuff over to the hard drive. I'm pretty sure I've gone into the application settings and done it the right way, but you know, I actually had my daughter help me. She knew quite a lot about this. Not as much as needed to be known, but enough to head me in the right direction. Kids these days. She's a chip off the old block. I'm just glad I remembered to clean my fingernails. I was working out in the garden earlier. And like I said, I do make minor corrections as I'm doing these things. You'll have to forgive me. I'm praying that we don't have any noise in the background, but I had to come back in for just a sec to check on everybody, make sure they're okay. I take care of my mother and father and my son and my daughter. I'm actually multitasking as we speak. I'm cooking a delicious chicken dinner, which I'm sure none of you really care about if you've been listening to the video this long. But I've heard some of these videos can sometimes be unliked because they're too long. But I will go ahead and hope that there are artists out there in the world that are interested in like a full range tutorial. And I will definitely be, if I ever get this figured out completely, making full range tutorial, I want to be able to show you the entire process beginning to end, because if all you ever see is just little sections, it's never going to really work out for you. You got to be able to watch something like this completely all the way through, so you can really pick up on the tricks of the techniques. This drawing's starting to come together nicely. I'm about ready to do this hand over here. And you know what's funny? There's something I've noticed that usually there's an imaginary, almost subconscious artist inside of every one of us. As we're drawing, this other person inside is looking through our eyes at what we're drawing and making subconscious decisions. Like I am about to make one regarding the unfinished hand, I do believe. Nope, guess I'm not. Well, I just know that that's coming up here in a few minutes. And I hope that you guys can't hear that. I'm outside right now. I'm trying to stay out of the range of the noise from the television. I'm just thankful no dogs are barking. See, there was a time when all I liked to draw were comic books. I still love them, but I think the subject matter has changed quite a bit ever since the day. This I actually drew this so long ago, just to give you an idea of how old these illustrations can be. I drew this before Harry Potter, so that dates it. I think it's probably 10 years old, 10, 15 years old, maybe older. It gives you an idea of how much artwork there really is for me to go through. See, and there we are. Look at all those changes we've made to the hand there. Quite a few. Hi everybody. Now we're going to change over to a colored pen, to a regular number 2. This is kind of a middle grade lead. I don't see any reason in starting off with a light one. I'm going to go ahead and just go right on in here and start shading. I'm going to try to blocking in zones, things I know I'm definitely going to be having dark areas in, and later on I may even come back in with the ink pen and do some more line work. But this is getting pretty close to the ending of the video. We've got another minute and a half or so, I think 2 minutes maybe. Just thought I'd get some of that in there for you. So this is actually this is a very in-depth process when making this video. If I was to have to stop the recording process, or if the audio came over that I didn't like right now, I'd have to re-record it, I think. So I am about done. I think we're getting close to it. We're at the 11-minute 25-second mark. And I'm going to go ahead and go down here at the bottom. I'm trying to be conscious of moving the paper. I know that a few times I was drawing and not showing you what I was doing. That's not good. And there is I need to get a brighter light source involved in the illustration. I'm checking, see if dinner's ready. We've got another 22 minutes on the thing. On the thing! Alright. So I'm kind of just blocking in the shadowed zones. This isn't very dark. I could actually do another shadow of the edge of his coat on the gentleman on the ground. He has his coat there. I could actually go in and do a much darker shadow on the side of the larger man's coat that would really make it pop out. In fact, I may do that in the future. So we're at about 1 minute left, and I'm just praying that this is going to work out. But anyway, I want you all to know that I've deeply enjoyed bringing this tutorial to you. I look forward to making many more of them. So just make sure to subscribe. That's key. I gotta have subscribers, or I'm not going to be able to spend all the time I want doing this. And I thank you very much for watching this video on David Joyner's Art Corner. I think it's Artist's Corner is the name of my video. You all have a good day.